The Art of Procrastination, the action of avoiding work and ruining your life for no reason. For the majority on earth, this is a lifestyle that people live in. At this point, I don't know who is lazier, Garfield with his fat ass on the couch, or the one kid in class who keeps getting F's for not doing anything. I'm not procrastinating. It's the delusion we tell ourselves when we watch a motivational video, acting like you're being productive with your time, thinking you're about to go to the gym, work on that business and become a beast. And then you wake up and realize it was all just a dream, so you go straight back to TikTok, like nothing ever happened, enjoying your favorite NPC streamer.
Ice cream so good.
But what the hell, boy?
Be the type of people who talk about wanting money, say working is overrated. I want to be a businesswoman but also chill at home. If my brother in Christ, what is he waffling about? How does that even make sense? Man's just trying to look for a job where all he needs to do is sleep on beds. I would be lying right now if I said I wasn't lazy before. I believe if you haven't procrastinated or just never chilled in your room vibing to music, you are not human. The amount of times I have avoided work in my life is criminal. It should be illegal how much I used to procrastinate. If there was a rule where people weren't allowed to procrastinate, it would have been a 5-star wanted outlaw. Most feared out of everybody. The laziest of them all. I was the type of kid who never cleaned up his room to the point that it looked like a garbage wasteland. Or the ordinary room of a gamer. I can barely write out a script for this YouTube video before I start daydreaming about stupid shit like memes, fine women I see on TV shows, or start overthinking about my life, like an adult having a midlife crisis. I swear, overthinking plays a huge role in why people are so lazy. Besides ADHD, blah blah blah, we get that. But when it comes to overthinking, you would think of attempting to do something so much that you eventually don't do it at all. Like some sore loser. For the majority, we choose to ruin our life for the memes. Because doing anything just takes so much effort that the human mind doesn't even want to attempt to try it. And for some people, I don't blame them. Especially if you had wild dreams as a kid that were literally impossible to achieve. Because they were born into this world with the disadvantage of hell. You feel me? I ain't an athlete like Mike. I'm not a creative genius like Einstein. I for sure ain't finna be out here singing like I'm Adele. But hey, I know how to make crappy YouTube videos. Yet I still procrastinate watching Cowboy Bebop in the background. Procrastination was something I definitely mastered in school. And no, that is not a flex at all. Coming back home thinking I don't have any work due. Oh, well, I got homework waiting for me. Hey Jeffrey, you got work to do, bitch. I ain't doing that shit. My dumbass was watching Netflix shows and playing 2K on the 2s. I avoided that work like how most people's dads avoided their children. Back then, you could give me a piece of paper where all I had to do was write my name. I would still find a way to do the work on the last minute in class, rushing faster than Sonic to hand it to my teacher. It's not that I couldn't do it at all. I just get lazy when I do something that lacks interest to me. Am I wrong for that? My parents would always get on me for my trash grades. And I'm sitting there like I ain't trying to hear all that. As a C student, it's bad because you would think I would try to actually do better. But instead, I am half-assing all my assignments, doing the bare minimum. If there's a way to do something quick and it's passable, you know I'm doing it in a heartbeat. I take my time very seriously. I don't got time to do things I don't care about. Like I said, I'm not saying this to flex at all. It's seriously a problem. I had my priorities messed up. Like my brother in Christ, I'd rather watch my classic Cartoon Network and do any type of schoolwork whatsoever. Even though I always tell people stop being a lazy duck. I also want to defend laziness for a second. Before any Giga Chad profile picture little kid tries to say anything, just shut up please and hear me out. Let me cook. I ain't telling you to embrace your laziness, as if being a procrastinator is the best thing ever. But it does give us those small moments to enjoy life for a bit and be human. People forget we only live once. Not saying you should waste your life being a drunk addict. You gotta remember you're not a robot. And let's be honest, not everybody's gonna be the next Elon Musk. Everybody has a role to play. Some people's destinies are to sit back on their IKEA couch after work and procrastinate all weekend long. And don't get it twisted, I try to be as productive as I can be since before I was on some dumb shit, wiping away on social media more than a baby with his iPad. At night I sit back, watch some YouTube videos and say thank God I ain't in the army. They are the real heroes putting in that work, but we civilians can have the privilege to procrastinate for a little bit. We can't forget the genius of Isaac Newton. A guy was famously known for discovering gravity while being a lazy bastard, relaxing under an apple tree. It shows you can have a groundbreaking moment for doing nothing. But you see, there's a difference between chilling for a small amount of time and being a full-on 24/7 procrastinator. You hop on the game thinking you just want to play for an hour, and by the time you're done it's already the next day. Now you're 500 pounds. The worst thing about being a procrastinator is that you know exactly what you need to do to fix up your life. And you're still gonna say F all that BS. Let me eat my crappy food and play video games for 12 hours in peace. We cast away our discipline in a vault far away in the back of our mind. Let our short-term pleasure go stupid. In the future, I wouldn't be surprised if society becomes so advanced that the movie WALL-E will become a reality. Like our laziness will get so horrible that walking will be too much. Like imagine walking, that is so 2000s. As a society, if that ever happens, we're cooked. I don't care what nobody says, that's just terrible for humanity. We can't even walk now? The shit. I have a bunch of blobs on chill mode. getting their robot slave to bring them their Omega Big Mac special from the McDonald's menu. You already know McDonald's gonna be thriving during this era. What are other reasons that people procrastinate? I could say just because of social media. I mean, there's so many types of distractions on there. Tons of social media platforms, video streaming services, and gaming are all examples of gratifications that lure people, which leads to the cycle of crappy mental health, which also leads to stress and anxiety. Then you start to feel guilty for wasting another day like a dummy. That's a mood right there. I ain't gonna lie, that was me like last week. Another reason, at least for kids in school, is that most people have horrible time management skills. You got a deadline to do and you think you got hella time to do it. Then time decides to troll you. And just like that, you got one day to rush in that project that you had a whole month to work on. Whole time, bro, is beating the chicken and watching cartoons. After doing that, you're just gonna deal with even more work from lower grades. Gen Z kids will feel a lack of purpose. With endless opportunities and career paths available, compared to back then, when the only option you had was farming, slaving away at the factory for pennies, or be a homeless bum. You would think this is a good thing for our generation. And yet you see people more overwhelmed about life's purpose. So many options that they can't even choose one. With no direction, you lead to a lack of motivation, then you start thinking about what else you're gonna do. Postpone your journey and sit back on your bed. It shows that the biggest enemy is not society, it's not work, not even your annoying parents calling you lazy for not doing anything. It's you against you. You will say, what is the point? The point is to stop trying to do everything at once. And mind you, this is coming from the guy who had so many ideas that tries to cramp it up in his already busy schedule. Your laziness won't stop as soon as you watch a video telling you to just do it. You must be aware of your procrastination. Set realistic goals that are actually possible to do. Trust me, doing something, even if it may seem small, is better than doing nothing at all. The art of procrastination is definitely something, alright, but it makes your lazy ass turn in work at lightning speed, getting it done a few minutes before it's due. You're just causing more problems and stress for yourself in the future. For me, I gotta accept that it's my fault I'm sitting on my bed for all those hours, wasting my precious time. You can buy anything in this world, but you can't buy time. I want to try to fix my habits, because procrastination is just harassing me worse than a crazy ex always fiending to get back with you. The addiction that never goes away, like a degenerate drug addict looking for more white sugar. Like the Grim Reaper on the other side, rooting for you to do some dumb shit, crossing a busy street. Something I always see on YouTube people talk about, and even degenerosity, is this digital detox shit, where people are limiting their time spent on social media and other types of distractions. Apparently it helps people reduce their laziness and become an entirely different person. They're on some, I quit social media for a month and now I own a mansion, 2 supermodels. And yes, it sounds like cap. Probably because it is, I ain't gonna lie to you. But you know, who cares? What does it matter if it's working for them? See, me personally, I ain't gonna be deleting apps, but I'm definitely down to be more productive with my time. I don't know, in theory, ultimately fixing your laziness can change your attitude and come off as a better person. It's time to get in my ultra instinct. Forget being lazy, we're going brazy on the grind. I like how I'm saying all this like I'm not gonna take a quick nap after this video. The point is whether you want to get up from your couch and start working on yourself for the better or not. I ain't telling you to turn into a monk and leave society, or go to a jungle like Tarzan. That sounds like it'll get boring after a while. You're probably gonna get killed by some big gorilla, but to take one step at a time. If you want to interact with me, I'll put my social media and Discord link down in the description below. If you haven't already, very appreciate you hit that like button, subscribe, post notifications to know I drop another video. Stay blessed and I'm out of here.
If you watched until the end of the video, you are a cutie and deserved blessings on blessings. And also, like real talk, you should hit that sub and like button, my brother in faith. My ooga booga luga the chuga, if you still here, you are a different breed, my ninja. If you enjoyed today's video, go check out this random video and follow socials to keep up to date with Jeffrey Blessed.